January the 1st, 1841. It was not a day of new beginnings. It was the day Abraham Lincoln decided that he no longer wanted to live. His friends had to hide all knives and razors, fearing he would take his own life. Outside, a blizzard was raging, but it was nothing compared to the storm within him. Joshua Speed, his best friend, stood guard over him. Lincoln penned his most desperate words, "I am now the most miserable man living." He lay in bed, completely paralyzed. The entire town of Springfield was shrouded in gloom. Doctors feared he would not survive. He had reached the bottom of the abyss. But why? How did he come to this? Let us rewind 6 years to 1835, when Lincoln was a nobody, but he had love. Anne Rutledge, the light of his life. They dreamed of a happy marriage. But happiness is often fleeting. Typhoid fever struck the town and took her away forever. Lincoln's soul seemed to die along with her. He wandered the woods, muttering to himself. I cannot bear the thought of the rain falling on her face. The suffering did not stop there.
I am.
His business collapsed.
My memories.
I need to find a way to make things right.
His partner died, leaving behind a crushing debt. He called it the national debt.
I can pay you back. I'll get the money.
We've heard that before. You have nothing.
"32 years old, no money, no love, no hope. The river seemed to be calling him. Back to that fateful night, a conversation took place. Speed asked, "Is this how you intend to die?" Lincoln replied, "I am not afraid to die, but I fear dying before I have done anything for the world." That was the moment of choice. He chose to live. Not for happiness, but for a vague concept called destiny. He decided to turn his pain into purpose. But the road ahead was not paved with roses. He began a long journey of endurance. We enter the period of the wilderness, where he retreated from politics to find himself. Amidst the wild nature, he learned to understand the common man and prepared for a great return.
My old friend, he's so dull that he thinks of fast food is when you tie a horse to a quick meal.
Lincoln became a circuit-riding lawyer. He told jokes to mask the deep sorrow within. He lived a nomadic life, sleeping on the floor. But at night, he studied Euclid. He honed a logic as sharp as a razor. "5 years passed in silence. He learned to walk against the wind. It's a slip and not a fall. Resilience forged in the mud.
If we concede this point now, we betray not just ourselves, but the very principles of justice.
He became the finest lawyer in Illinois until 1854. Dark news struck. Slavery threatened to expand. The lion had awakened. He decided to return to the arena. To face his greatest challenge. 1858, the debates of the century. His opponent was Stephen Douglas, the little giant. Lincoln stepped up, tall, awkward.
Shall not be infringed by these abolitionists. We must protect the Union.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty. 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation.
But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground.
He spoke for the conscience of America. He lost the Senate race again, but this time, failure was a launch pad. His name rang out across the nation. 1,860. The Republican Party called his name. A new look, a new mission. He left Springfield for Washington. I go to assume a task even greater than Washington's. The man who once wanted to end it all was now President of the United States. But the hell was only just beginning, end quote. The nation tore in two. Civil war erupted. American blood spilled on American soil. Every day, thousands of death notices flooded his desk. He aged 20 years in just one. Then, personal tragedy struck again. His son, Willie, died. Grief piled upon grief. The ghost of 1,841 returned. I have been driven to my knees, having nowhere else to go. But he could not collapse now, for his life belonged to the Union. He turned his pain into a weapon. He would write a document that changed history.
Gentlemen, the time has come.
The Emancipation Proclamation, one signature, freeing 4 million souls. From the abyss, he reached the summit.
Thank you, Lord.
His pain was the price of others' freedom.
Free at last.
He healed a broken nation. The mission was complete. He became a legend. Look at this statue, silent, unshakable. But never forget the flesh and blood man within, the man who almost gave up on that cold winter night. If he had given up, what would this world look like? Lincoln's story reminds us, failure is not the end. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. Abraham Lincoln, the man who chose to stay.